Alright, welcome and selamat datang to my first weekly log of my learning in 2026. So this is week 0, 2006 T-shaped roadmap, where I plan to do this video for me, myself, and documenting every journey of learning throughout the year. And also some reason of kenapa saya buat macam ni, hanya untuk make myself accountable of learning while documenting it, because I believe it will serve a huge impact by doing this on myself as a learning, and if Rizky will also make impact to others who is watching. I'm open for any constructive feedback or suggestion, but yeah, without further ado, let's start with something first, and we improvise from week to week, and if anything, just let me know. So yes, selamat datang, and I also explain about my objective and why I create this channel or series of weekly log of me learning. So let's dig deep into the T-shaped engineer share in the Notion. So yeah, let's skim through this article from Alex Kondorf, the T-shaped engineer. So nowadays, industry, so I don't want to be left, and I think it's about time for me to step up my learning progress a bit fast, and in order to catch up with any industry requirements. So let's skim through this article. The T-shaped engineer. First of all, we have generalists. So as we all know, all jack of all trade, but my master of none. So this is where I'm practically feel like I am. So I know front end, I know UI UX, I know a bit of infra like Docker, Kubernetes, and UI UX design. I've worked on it back then during my internship and my final year project. Do front end, and in intern I also do some sort of full stack, which is mix of full front end and back end. And lately in my current working, I start off with QA, writing script, Python script to do automation checking, and slowly do Golang API. So for me, I managed to put my hands dirty to every of the skills there were in software engineering, but I haven't feel like I master any of it yet. So I hope by focusing on this uh, T-shaped engineer framework will help me grow, not just breadth but horizontally. But I noticed mastering anything will be hard, and it takes time. So while it takes time, I believe it also takes effort. And yeah, as a generalist, we focus on multiple things at once, and sometimes the attention got split and end up we not master anything. So let's go specialist. So specialist, as we know, it narrow and only know one thing. So like if you do QA, you never explore back end or front end or any infra. You know QA, you know what need inside the QA, like test case, pre-testing requirement, but you maybe lack of any others ideas to see other engineers vision. The T-shaped engineer, so like it's a specialized generalist. So in terms of T-shaped specialist was coined, this is describe a person who have a lot of knowledge, like a letter T. The horizontal line describe a broad knowledge in a multiple areas, and vertical one is what one thing that it's specialized on. So a backend engineer who can put up their own interface, style it reasonably, and deploy it many for interactivity. The UI engineer that can spin up express service, which is a backend when needed and can debug API endpoint, could be considered as a T-shape. So I think there's a lot depth more to go. And problem of T-shaped engineer, having a T-shaped engineer is not silver bullet. So it means it doesn't solve everything easily, but they can help assist. And if anything goes in other way, can adapt. T-shaped engineers can adapt fast and get speed if they require to do another stuff. Expecting a specialized generalist to be an expert on cloud microservice architecture and user interface is not realistic. Developers can wear many hats and support each other, but knowing each other's strong side is crucial. So once in a while, we are again in a situation where we expect generalists to take decisions which require a serious expertise. So to become a T-shaped engineer, you can learn everything, but you need to choose what you need to master. Sometimes it's hard to master everything, but along the time you maybe can catch up with other stuff more quicker than a specialist only engineer. So to summarize what Alex say is software developers nowadays need to make a choice between being a generalist or a specialist. Generalists have access to broader variety framework. Specialists are focused on single area, but problems they face are often challenging. Companies need to flexible and adapt to market condition. To do that, they need talent that can easily shift priorities to. This is where I think T-shaped engineer are at advantage, because they know a lot of other stuff foundationally. Then means they can quickly understand and maybe take time, but at least they have already started somewhere. As he said, specialists are too tightly focused, generalists are flexible, but lack experience if things got complicated. A T-shaped specialist is someone who has broad knowledge across multiple disciplines, but focus on one the most. Developers with this profile are highly valued across organizations. So they are adaptable, but can provide deep insight on topic they have focused on. Choosing between being generalist or specialist may no longer a choice. Modern tooling lower the barriers of entry in other disciplines. Engineers are expected to do more beyond design and experimentation. So with this point means that now it's not an option anymore to be a generalist or specialist. You need to become either a T-shaped engineer or rectangle engineer where you master almost everything, but focus on one thing that you can solve complex. So let's go on to my T-shaped roadmap. Here are some examples that I took that visualizing what T-shape understanding. So this is not mine. I just want to let you guys understand how we maybe see our metrics on each of the specialization. So currently, I believe this is my current T-shape. So I have a lot of back-end knowledge. I believe I have deeper knowledge of it, and also a little bit on infra. I do my own studies in AI/ML, and also have done QA previously, uh, extensively, more on API performance testing, data integration, but little on management side since I still fresh. Not sure I'm fresh, but I never directly manage people. And a little bit infra, I've touched Docker, I've touched Kubernetes, but never been in depth uh, to consider myself an expertise. For front-end UI UX, during my studies and FYP and also internship, I do front-end and learn about UI UX fundamentals, what are allowed, what are the disciplines, what are importance. So I believe my knowledge also is kind of more than management, obviously, but not up par until with others that I've worked on in my current job. So what I'm looking forward to improve within the 2006 is technically to be able to master graphs infra side, maybe, and also AI/ML and backend. So these three pillars that I think I want to focus on, and I believe it will give me a strong uh, foundation understanding about this latest trend or industry shift where AI is technically become a priority, and to be able to accompany it with infra and backend will be a great advantage for me. So what to look forward is I will maintain growing and make myself good in backend, but also I will focus on infra side and AI/ML, learning about the AI tools, technologies, and also maybe agentic implementation such as RAG, making uh, agentic AI or fine tune my own model, because in my next chapter I believe I would love to work on something related with AI machine learning data sets with and also accompanied with some infra and backend knowledge. So let's continue on the Notion. Next is the YouTube I show here, how to become a T-shaped software engineer. So what some context I can take from this video is, when in T-shape, breadth prevent tunnel vision and enable holistic solution. So I want to avoid tunnel vision when I understand projects, and also by understand the full stack of it, I can make better architectural trade-off. So this I believe things are common. If you are completely senior or manager, you need to plan and design your system. So with depth and breadth allows you to equip and handle most complex engineering challenge. So this is what specialist does, and also design scalable system because you understand the depth of it and breadth of the architecture, and finally you can decide the trade-off by managing the tech debt. And also next, when you became a T-shaped engineer, you also grow as a senior. You need to master communication, which I want to do and I believe I need, like suggesting and recommend and actively influence the team without have fully the authority, but I confidence on doing that. And maybe then next, by leading a project and initiative and influence to have most important tools used by the team widely, and establish trust between engineers through competence and empathy, and also to understand stakeholder motivation for each project they propose, and also have a good managing up communication where I communicate proactively without having to wait for one-on-one, and share and open for constructive feedbacks in two-way. And lastly, to master the art of asking good questions whenever needed. This also have been mentioned from my previous manager. In order to be, he mentioned when I have a tea time with him. Uh, when I have a tea time with him, he always he emphasized this uh, to me, to be able to master the art of asking good question, the right question whenever we are in the meeting or in the any planning meetings. Along the way, I want to bridge the gap between engineering and AI research by also diving into foundation paper. Next week, I will try to cover part of simple RAG application that I learned, and also RAG with MongoDB through the MongoDB online platform. And if any extra learning I does, I will also add on. So here it is. No fancy edits, no cringe, just pure engineering logs. So see you in week 1 for the first technical update from my side. Alright. Assalamualaikum.